And I think, well, this is like coming from Fox News too, which is I think more for a lot of people. It's more just um, it's like just kind of a place where you can just see the ridiculous in like humanity. Like it's for a lot of people go there for serious, but like I think a lot of college students go there for laughs. And I mean, a reason they do that is because some of the it's really obvious sometimes how they present the news. It's just they'll take stories as like ammunition. Like the Carter thing, they want like a liberal or a Democrat, and they want to make him look like an anti-Semite or a racist or whatever.
See, I don't get
play into
I don't get the
two
point
sides.
of that. You know, it's not there was well, okay. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Good Night and Good Luck,
Mm.
which is where I first became aware of this. But it's a movie by George Clooney,
Yeah.
and in it, Edwin R. Murrow, who was the guy who was head of the TV show, forgetting the name of the show now, but anyhow, in the 50s, he basically hosted the nightly news for CBS or NBC or one of the old big stations. And he's very well known for taking on McCarthy in those sessions, talking about the really weird things that McCarthy was doing, the way he was bending the law, and just the fact that he would take these sort of unproven, unfounded things and blow them up into a frenzy of anti-communist sentiment and use that to his political advantage. And in the opening of that movie, Good Night and Good Luck, it's actually an actor reading the text of a speech that Murrow gave at an awards ceremony or a meeting of the TV industry. And he basically, in the 1950s or 60s, says in this speech that the television executives have a choice. Television can be used to educate, or television can be used to distract and entertain. And I think it's pretty clear that he saw then what has happened now,
Yeah.
and that the executives chose to go with the distract and entertain as opposed to the educate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because one of the reasons for that is the TV stations used to be required to carry the news as part of their licensing of the airwaves. The airwaves are a public thing. Everybody in the nation has a share in them, and the government manages them on behalf of the nation. At least that was the older way of looking at it. That seems to have changed. But because they looked at it that way, they said, as a public service, you must have the news. And the stations were required to spend money on it. And advertising always supported it, but there was a necessity to have it as part of being on the airwaves.
Mm-hmm.
And when they stopped requiring you to carry the news, that's when it started changing this more entertainment-based format, because then the ratings actually mattered. You had to get good ratings on your news show so it could pay for itself through the ads.
Yeah.
But I don't think people really want that kind of entertainment news that they force down your throat. I think they should give people more credit for understanding the world.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like there aren't other news organizations that have a high level of factual reporting, like the BBC. And the BBC isn't perfect,
Yeah.
but they tend to be fairly balanced, and they tend to give you an overview of the situation. But we don't get that from American television news, and I think that's a real detriment to our society.